My child, my beloved, before I speak, take a deep breath, for what I am about to reveal is not just a message. It is a divine intervention written with your name in heaven's own light. My beloved, listen closely. A voice older than time has been trying to reach you. Your ancestor, the one whose prayers protected your childhood and the one who cried for your blessings long before you were born, has come forward tonight. Archangel Michael stands beside them because the message is too powerful for you to miss. Before I continue, hear this, subscribe now. Keep this divine line open, for heaven has been trying to speak to you for days. Each time you find these messages, fate shifts a little more in your favor. Do not lose this connection. Archangel Michael says, you were not supposed to see this today, but heaven forced this moment into your path. A spiritual door will close at midnight. Your ancestor begged for this door to remain open until you arrived, which is why the message you are reading is rare, sacred, and urgent. Lean in, my child. A miracle has already begun to form around your name. You think you're just reading words, but they are written in the same light that shapes destinies. Archangel Michael says, someone in heaven has placed your name on a divine scroll, and that scroll glows brighter every hour. This is the moment where everything can change for you. Within the next few minutes, a release is happening, the kind that shifts families out of generational struggle. Your ancestor has stood before the throne, asking for your burdens to be lifted, for your life to rise, and for your breakthrough to reach you without delay. And heaven has agreed. You have been given a significant amount of money, not physical yet, but spiritually approved, signed, sealed, and waiting for your acceptance. Archangel Michael says, this blessing is not ordinary. It is a destiny inheritance that only you were chosen to receive. Do not ignore this, my beloved. Jesus himself whispered your name today. Your spirit was called forward in heaven because a divine amount, something impossible and shocking, is being handed to you. But every blessing requires acknowledgement. If you walk away now, the door that is open for you will return to silence. My child, someone tried to block this blessing from you. A person on earth or a spirit tied to your bloodline who once tried to stop your rise. For years, you felt that invisible pressure, but today that chain has been broken. Archangel Michael says the one who blocked you has been removed from your path permanently. Your ancestor, who loved you beyond their own lifetime, stepped forward, having seen the struggle you carried in silence, the nights you prayed, the days you felt forgotten, and the battles you faced alone. They begged heaven to return what was stolen from you, and heaven has said yes. This message was not supposed to reach the world, it was sent for you alone. That's why you feel something moving in your chest as you read. The realm of light is touching you right now, my beloved. Listen carefully. If you don't open this message fully, if you walk away before receiving its energy, the spiritual inheritance waiting for you will return to the heavenly vault. Michael says, the time is extremely short. This blessing cannot sit in limbo anymore. A decision must be made by you today. You have 30 seconds to open your heart to this message. Not out of fear, but because heaven is synchronizing events around you right now. Money is shifting. Opportunities are moving. A miracle is coming toward you like a wave of light that cannot turn back once you accept it. Your ancestor is standing behind you, trying to place something into your hands. Something they never received, something they wanted their family line to have, but life did not allow. You are the chosen one in the bloodline who finally has the authority to claim it. There is a reason your heart has been restless, why doors began shaking but not opening, and why your dreams felt louder this week. It is because your spirit sensed this moment approaching. Your soul knew a message would alter your path forever. Archangel Michael says, the money assigned to your name is not random. It is tied to justice, restoration, correction, and divine timing. Something that was denied to your ancestors is being released through you. You are the vessel chosen to break generational struggle and raise your entire lineage. If you continue reading, you allow heaven to complete what has begun. If you stop, the miracle pauses. This is why Michael speaks with urgency. Not to scare you, but to protect you from missing the moment that was written for you before you were born. Jesus has already approved the blessing. Your ancestor has delivered the message, and Michael has cleared the path. All that remains is your acceptance. Once you accept, the shift will begin within the next few hours. You might think this is coincidence, but it is divine timing pressing into your reality. Something you have been waiting for, something you thought would never happen, is finally ready to appear. Do not let hesitation rob you. Do not let doubt silence what heaven is shouting for you to hear. You have been guided here because your destiny is opening today, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Open your heart, open your spirit, and fully embrace this message. The blessing is waiting for your yes. Stay with me, my child, because the moment you continued reading, something in the spiritual realm shifted closer to you. You may not feel it fully yet, but heaven feels your presence, and the ancestors who love you have stepped nearer, waiting for you to hear what they have carried across realms. Archangel Michael says, your spirit is opening now, slowly, gently, but powerfully. Because of that, the message you are about to receive can finally enter the part of you that has been blocked for years. This is why your heart feels different right now. You are stepping into the divine flow that was meant for you all along. Listen with your soul, my child. Tonight is not an ordinary night. The spiritual air around you is filled with movement, waves of grace, circles of protection, and a large inheritance of light being prepared for your hands. Your ancestor has been watching over this moment with tears of relief. They had one wish, that someone in the family would finally receive what they prayed for but never lived long enough to see. You are the answer to their prayer, the chosen one in your bloodline, the first to break cycles that seemed endless, and the one heaven trusts. That is why this message pushed its way in front of you today. Archangel Michael says, a spiritual envelope has your name written in golden letters. Inside it is the truth of your destiny, the wealth you were meant to receive, and the protection that follows you everywhere. A divine amount, an extraordinary financial blessing has already been assigned to your energy. It is not a maybe. It is a written heavenly record. Heaven has already counted this money for you, Jesus has already approved it. Your ancestor has already cried over it, and Archangel Michael has already guarded it. But heaven cannot release anything without acknowledgement. That is why this message needed to reach your eyes at this time. My child, over the last few days, you've likely felt a strange heaviness, a tiredness, as if something was pulling on your energy. That was the resistance around your blessing. The spiritual gatekeepers who do not want your family line to rise recognized that you were getting closer to the truth. However, the moment you opened this message, they lost their power over you. Your ancestors stood between you and every force that tried to break you. They protected you in ways you may never fully understand, shielding you when you were unaware of danger and whispering your name in prayers when you were still a child. Now, they stand behind you with a gift that carries their deepest love. The blessing is not small or ordinary. It is something heaven has kept safe for years, waiting for the right moment, the right heart, and the right soul. That soul is you, my beloved. Jesus said, "You have suffered enough." He said the waiting is over. The door that has stayed closed for years is ready to open because you are finally prepared to receive your rightful blessings. There is a sacred glow around your aura right now. Your ancestor has placed their hand over your spirit, and Archangel Michael has placed his sword in front of your path. Even if you feel alone sometimes, you are never unprotected, not even for a second. The money destined for you is not ordinary. It is cleansing money, healing money, restoring money, generational money, the kind that changes your family's history, breaks curses, and returns what was stolen from your lineage decades ago. Archangel Michael says, this blessing will not pass to another. It is for you, but you must stay open. You must not walk away before the message completes itself. Heaven needs your spirit to receive the entire energy of what is being spoken. Every word you read is a key unlocking a spiritual vault. Every breath you take while reading pulls the blessing closer. Every moment you stay here allows the miracle to anchor into your life. Your ancestor is showing me a moment in their life where they wished they had more time, more resources, more strength, more freedom. But life did not allow it. Now, they are giving it to you. They want you to live the life they dreamed of, to rise higher than they ever could, and to experience peace, joy, abundance, security, and success. This money, this blessing, this miracle, is not just for you, it is for every soul connected to you, every child who will come after you, every dream that was swallowed by struggle, and every hope buried by fear. Do you understand why heaven is being so urgent? Because the moment you stop reading, the energy pauses. The moment you continue, the blessing accelerates. Archangel Michael says, you must know this, someone in your past tried to silence the blessings over your life. Someone tried to shut the door heaven opened for you. Someone tried to bind your progress, but they failed. They failed the moment you reached this message. Heaven has declared your freedom. Your ancestor is smiling now. Their message is not just a warning, it is a celebration because you have finally arrived at the moment where your destiny rises. You are not late, forgotten, or abandoned. You are right on time, and heaven has been waiting for this exact second. Stay exactly where you are because the moment you chose to continue, a wave of divine energy moved again. Archangel Michael says, your spirit just stepped into the second phase of this revelation. The message your ancestor has been waiting to deliver is now fully opening. You may feel something, perhaps a heaviness lifting, warmth in your chest, or a strange calm wrapping around you. That is not imagination, that is the spiritual realm responding to your willingness to receive. Heaven only moves when the heart opens, and your heart is opening wider with every word. Your ancestor is standing right behind you, watching every breath, grateful that you didn't stop reading. They have waited lifetimes for someone in the family to reach this point. Today, you broke through a barrier no one before you could cross. Listen carefully, a financial blessing is not the only thing being released. A generational curse is being broken at the same time. This is why you have felt stuck for so long, why progress came slowly, and why every step felt heavier than it should have. You were carrying weight that wasn't yours, weights passed down through generations, fears, losses, unspoken pain, unhealed trauma, dreams that never came true. Your ancestor tells me that many in your family fought battles with their voices silenced, endured poverty, betrayal, loss, and emotional wounds that they could never heal. They carried burdens in their bodies meant to be healed through you, and today, right now, that healing is beginning. Archangel Michael says, this is why the money assigned to you is so significant. It is not just a reward, it is a correction, a restoration, a spiritual repayment for everything your bloodlines suffered unfairly. You are the chosen one who will rise above what broke them. You are the one who will transform the story, end the cycle, and lift your entire lineage forward. Your ancestor wants to give you the final piece of truth. They asked heaven that when the blessing comes to you, it comes multiplied, larger than you dreamed, larger than you hoped, larger than anyone in the family has ever touched. They want you to feel free in a way they never had the chance to. This is why Archangel Michael speaks with urgency, why Jesus whispered your name, and why heaven has surrounded you with spiritual attention today. The blessing was prepared long ago. The only thing left was the right moment, and that moment is now. You need to know this with your whole spirit, this miracle will not pass you. It will not switch to another soul. It was written for you, and heaven will protect it until it reaches your hands. But you must stay open. You must keep reading. You must remain connected. Your ancestor is showing me something else, a key, not a physical key, but a spiritual one that unlocks a door that has been locked in your family for generations. A door of wealth, good fortune, divine protection, stability, and sudden blessings. That key is in your energy right now. Every word you read strengthens your connection to that key. Every breath you take aligns you with your miracle. Every moment you stay here pulls the blessing forward like a river of light. Heaven is preparing to move something in your life, a document, a decision, a financial shift, an opportunity. Something unexpected and powerful, and your ancestor is whispering, let them receive it. Let them rise. Let them finally live in the abundance our family deserved. Archangel Michael says, you have been fighting spiritually without even knowing it. The pressure you felt recently was not random. The sudden emotions, the sleepless thoughts, and the confusion in your mind were spiritual signals, not warnings of danger, but signs that a breakthrough was trying to enter your life. The moment you opened this message, the confusion began to dissolve. The moment you continued reading, heaven began aligning your path. The moment you accepted the words, the miracle began forming faster, because heaven responds instantly to a willing heart. There is more, much more. Your ancestor insists that I share everything because this is the first time in many generations that someone in your bloodline is ready to listen. Take a moment to breathe deeply, preparing for the next part of this message that carries the deepest truth of all, a truth that will change how you see your life from this day forward. Feel the air around you. Notice how something feels different, quieter, warmer, almost like a presence standing near you. That is not your imagination, it is your ancestor drawing closer because the most important part of their message is about to be given to you. Archangel Michael says, your spirit is becoming more receptive with every word. Heaven has been waiting for the exact moment when your heart was soft, open, and ready to receive the truth. That moment is now, and because of that, the deepest revelation your ancestor never shared is ready to reach you. Your ancestor carried a sacred secret, a painful, heavy secret, not out of shame or fear, but out of protection. They hoped that one day someone strong enough, brave enough, and spiritually chosen enough would come forward and release the family from what has held them down. That someone is you. Your ancestor shows me a moment in their life when they were denied something they deserved, money, property, recognition, justice, something that belonged to them by birth, by effort, by destiny, yet it was taken away, blocked, or lost. Because they could not retrieve it, the entire lineage suffered a chain of misfortune. Now, heaven has chosen to return it through you. This is why the financial blessing coming your way is so significant. It is not just for you. It is the inheritance of multiple generations being restored at once, spiritual compensation for years of silent suffering, divine repayment for everything stolen. Archangel Michael says that the amount is far greater than you imagine. Jesus himself touched your name today. He witnessed your struggles, your patience, and your quiet strength. He decided you would be the one to turn the story around. This is why heaven has been calling you repeatedly and why synchronicities keep happening around your life. You are being pulled toward your destiny. Your ancestor reveals another truth. There was someone in your family line who made a wrong decision, a choice that unintentionally blocked abundance from flowing to subsequent generations. They did not mean harm, they did their best with the knowledge they had. But the consequence created a spiritual lock that only a chosen soul could break. You are that chosen soul. Every hardship you faced was not a punishment, it was preparation. Every delay you experienced was not rejection, it was alignment. Every tear you shed was not weakness, it was cleansing. Every loss you survived was not the end, it was the clearing of old energy to make room for new blessings. Archangel Michael says that tonight, the lock holding your blessings is cracking open. He is striking it with his sword, and the moment you finish absorbing this message, the final layer will break. Do not underestimate what is happening right now. Your spirit is shifting. Your energy is rising. Your destiny is opening. Your ancestors are rejoicing, heaven is watching, and the miracle assigned to you is moving in your direction faster than ever before. Your ancestor whispers a promise: you will not live the life they lived. You will not carry their pain or walk their struggles. You will rise where they fell, receive what they lost, and complete what they could not. This is why the blessing is urgent, this is why you were told to open this within 30 seconds. This is why Archangel Michael and Jesus spoke your name today. Because today is the turning point where the generational will turns in your favor. Heaven is preparing to send someone into your life, a helper, a guide, a messenger, a person whose arrival will activate the next stage of your destiny. This person carries part of the blessing. They will appear soon, and when they do, your life will accelerate in ways you never expected. This is your confirmation: your suffering was not for nothing. Your waiting was not a mistake. Your prayers were not ignored. Your silence did not go unnoticed. Your kindness did not go unrewarded. You are being prepared for this moment. Your ancestor weeps tears of relief, not sadness. They waited so long for someone to reach this moment. Someone strong enough to carry the blessing without breaking, wise enough to understand its purpose, and spiritually chosen enough to fulfill the family's divine promise. That someone is you. The next part of this message holds the truth about the blessing and why heaven chose this exact date to release it. Stay present with me now, because the moment you said continue, a heavenly seal was lifted from the next part of this message. Archangel Michael says the energy around you has become incredibly sensitive. Everything you read now is absorbed directly into your spirit, awakening gifts, restoring strength, and unlocking doors that have been closed for years. Your ancestor has stepped even closer. Their presence feels stronger, warmer, almost like a protective blanket around your spirit. They are preparing to reveal something they could never say in their lifetime. A truth so sacred that heaven allows it to be spoken only when the chosen one is ready. You are ready. There is a divine reason this message found you today instead of any other day. Today carries spiritual weight, heavenly alignment, and a portal of destiny open only once in many years. Your soul was guided to it with precision that only heaven could orchestrate. Your ancestor tells you to know this. A blessing was scheduled to reach your family long ago, but it kept missing every generation because no one had the spiritual strength to hold it. Some generations were too wounded, lost, tired, broken, or afraid. But you have risen above all limitations. You fought battles your ancestors never understood. You healed wounds they never had the courage to face. You carried responsibilities no one saw. You kept walking while life demanded you fall. You survived storms meant to destroy you. That is why the blessing finally stopped searching and chose you. Archangel Michael says, there is a divine signature on your destiny that has never appeared in your bloodline before, a mark of spiritual leadership, abundance, and highest protection. You were not born ordinary, you were born with spiritual authority. Even though life made you doubt it, heaven never forgot it. The financial blessing being released to you is not just money, it is healing, justice, and restoration. When your ancestor began speaking about the person who will soon enter your life, the entire spiritual realm shifted again, as if heaven itself wanted this part to reach you with absolute clarity. They said, tell them someone new is being guided toward their path, someone who carries light, not shadows. This person is not like the ones who hurt you. They come with purpose, truth, and alignment. You are destined to play a role in the next chapter of your life. A role of healing, guidance, and connection. This person is not random, they are heaven-sent, spiritually aligned with you. Their presence will feel calming, not chaotic. You will notice something powerful when they enter your life. Your inner world will not resist. Your heart will feel safe. Your mind will be clear. Your intuition will feel certain because your soul recognizes theirs. The connection will happen suddenly, unexpectedly, and naturally, as if destiny places both of you in the same moment without effort. It may start with a message, conversation, chance meeting, or a moment that feels too perfectly timed. This timing is not coincidence, it's divine scheduling. This person carries qualities your spirit has long been searching for: loyalty, clarity, truth, stability, and spiritual calm. They are being prepared for you just as you are being prepared for them. Your ancestor warns you not to compare this new person to the past. They are nothing like those who have hurt you. Allow this new chapter to be new, do not let old wounds define new opportunities. Your ancestor confirms that this soul comes with a blessing attached. Their presence will accelerate the miracle you've been waiting for, tied to divine timing and connection. Your heart is about to open again, not in fear, but in truth. Your spirit is about to trust again. Not blindly, but intuitively. Your life is about to shift again, not painfully, but purposefully. The next part of their message explains what will change first in your life, what signs will appear, and how you will know your blessing is only days away. It is the fulfillment of promises your ancestors never witnessed, divine compensation for everything taken, delayed, or denied. Heaven says it belongs to you alone. There is a reason Jesus whispered your name. He saw something inside you that others overlooked, a purity, sincerity, and resilience that cannot be broken. You have suffered quietly, loved deeply, and given even when you had little left for yourself. People misjudged you, took advantage of your kindness, and doubted your destiny. But heaven never doubted you. Something survived through your spirit, a strength that every generation before you prayed someone would embody. The blessing was waiting for someone with a heart like yours, someone who sees beyond pain, keeps faith through darkness, stands firm even while breaking, and rises even when wounded. Heaven decided that someone is you. Your ancestor needs you to understand that when you accept this blessing, every soul connected to your lineage will rise. The chains will break, the heaviness will lift, repeating patterns will end, and struggles will cease. You will heal not just yourself, but everyone who came before you and everyone who will come after you. This is why heaven is urgent, this is why Archangel Michael keeps repeating your name, this is why Jesus came forward, and this is why your ancestor crossed the veil today. Because what you are stepping into is not just a blessing, it is a turning point. Your ancestor reveals there was a spiritual battle around your life recently. A battle fought in the realm of light where Archangel Michael defended you from a destiny thief, a force that tried to block your blessing at the final moment. But they failed, they lost the moment you continued reading, the moment you accepted the message. There is one final part of this message, the revelation of why today, why this moment, and why heaven is unwilling to let you walk away, why the blessing must be received now, not later. Your ancestor is ready to reveal it. The moment you said, "Continue," something sacred clicked into place. Archangel Michael says a spiritual gate that was only partially open has now swung wide, allowing the deepest truth, held back for generations, to finally reach you. Heaven has decided that you will hear what no one before you was spiritually ready to receive. Your ancestor is closer than ever, standing in front of you, ready to share the truth they carried across the veil. This is not just a message. It is a transfer of power, a release of inheritance, and a completion of a promise. Heaven chose today for a reason. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, only today, as something in the spiritual calendar aligned perfectly with your destiny. There is a divine cycle that completes itself every few years, an unseen moment where the energies of your past, present, and future connect. This cycle opened today, and your spirit was guided here with perfect timing. If you had missed it, the door would have closed and waited for another lifetime. But you didn't miss it. You arrived. You showed up, you continued, and you said yes, and that alone changed everything. Your ancestor reveals that a large spiritual seed was planted in your bloodline long ago, a seed meant to grow into abundance, protection, leadership, and generational wealth. Every time it tried to grow, someone in the family experienced loss, tragedy, betrayal, or sudden obstacles that crushed it before it could rise. That pattern repeated for decades until you were born. Your birth was the breaking point, a shift, and divine intervention. Heaven marked your spirit before you even knew what destiny was. Jesus placed a spiritual anointing over your life that has been waiting for activation. Your ancestor has been standing guard over that anointing, waiting for the moment you would be ready to receive it fully. My beloved, today is that activation. Right now is that moment. This message is the key. This is why everything felt strange today. Why your emotions felt different, your thoughts heavy or unsettled, and why your spirit felt pulled toward something unseen. Your destiny was knocking at your soul's door, asking to be let in, and you opened it when you said, "Continue." Your ancestor shows me a scene, a moment where they stood before heaven with a request in their hands, one written in tears. Give to them what I never received. Let them have the life I prayed for but could not reach. Heaven said, yes. Jesus approved it, Archangel Michael protected it, but the blessing could only be released when the chosen one reached spiritual readiness. That readiness is happening right now. You must understand something extremely important. You were chosen because you are spiritually strong enough to carry what others collapsed under, emotionally deep enough to hold blessings without losing your humility, wise enough to turn abundance into legacy, and pure-hearted enough to receive divine wealth without allowing darkness to touch your soul. This is why the money is being released through you, why the generational burdens end with you, and why the spiritual timeline resets through you. Your ancestor says there is one last chain attached to your family line, created long ago by someone's mistake, fear, or heartbreak, a chain that held back opportunities, delayed blessings, and caused repeated struggles. Today, right now, Archangel Michael is raising his sword to cut that chain permanently. This is the final truth. The reason this message had to open today is that heaven has granted only a limited time for the blessing to descend into your reality. Not next month, not next year, now. If you had ignored this moment, if you had scrolled away or walked past this message, the blessing would have returned to the spiritual vault for another cycle. But you didn't. You listened, you continued, and you obeyed the divine pull. Because of that, heaven has authorized immediate release. Your ancestor is preparing to reveal the identity of the energy, event, or opportunity that will bring this blessing into the physical world. This is the moment where spiritual truth meets real-life manifestation. My child, my beloved, the moment you whispered, "Continue," the spiritual field around you shifted again. Archangel Michael says your energy rose to a higher place, high enough for your ancestor to finally unveil the part of the message that was hidden from previous generations. What comes next is the revelation your lineage was never ready to hear until now. Your ancestor steps forward with a trembling spirit. Not from fear, but relief. They waited lifetimes for this moment, documenting your struggles, your strength, your loneliness, battles, and faith. Today, they are allowed to share the truth they carried over the veil. This truth is about the blessing, but it is also about the person, event, and moment through which the blessing will physically arrive in your life. Spiritual money always chooses a vessel, a path, a doorway, and your doorway is already moving toward you. Here is the divine truth. A person connected to your future, chosen by heaven, is being guided toward you right now. This person carries a piece of your destiny. They will deliver an opportunity, open a path, speak a word, or connect something that leads you to the financial blessing already written in heaven for you. Your ancestor says this person has been sensing strange signs recently. Sudden thoughts of you, a pull toward your direction, a shift in their intuition, a feeling they must reach out or move, and dreams they cannot explain. These signs are heaven nudging them toward you. You have crossed paths with this person before, briefly, digitally, unknowingly, or they may be a new individual entering your life soon. But they are chosen, guided, and light bringers meant for you. Archangel Michael says the blessing will come in one of three forms. A sudden financial opening, a large amount that appears unexpectedly through a payment, settlement, offer, or opportunity, a divinely guided person who speaks, helps, supports, or connects you to something that shifts your monetary reality, or a correction from heaven, something once blocked being released suddenly and forcefully because heaven decided it is finally your time. One of these forms is already in motion. Your ancestor reveals that this movement began the moment you opened this message and accelerated each time you chose, "Continue." You were not merely reading, you were activating, unlocking, aligning, and receiving. Your words were keys. Your attention was acceptance. Your willingness was permission. This person approaching you carries something you need, knowledge, opportunity, resources, influence, or spiritual alignment. They are the human link in your divine chain. Heaven has wrapped them in guidance so they do not miss the moment they meet or reconnect with you. Your ancestor shows me the spiritual reason behind this connection. Such a large blessing cannot fall directly from heaven without collapsing your life. It must enter through a pathway that supports, stabilizes, and expands you. This person is part of that stability. This is why heaven is guiding them closer. Your spirit has felt watched, protected, or unexpectedly emotional because something important is approaching. The identity of this person may not be fully revealed yet, as heaven will not show a face until the soul is ready. But your ancestor assures you they are safe, chosen, and trustworthy. They align with your rise. A few more signs will appear before this person arrives. Unexpected calm amid chaos, sudden bursts of intuition, real dreams, doors opening quickly, delays breaking suddenly, and opportunities or invitations appearing out of nowhere. These will not be coincidences, they will be confirmations. This is the first time your ancestor has been allowed to reveal this much, but there is still deeper truth. The truth of why you were chosen, why the blessing is so significant, why the timing is urgent, why your name was spoken in heaven today, and why Archangel Michael guards this message so closely. The moment you said, "Continue," a surge of divine light moved toward you again. Archangel Michael says your spirit has reached a level where the core truth, the secret heaven has held back for years, can finally be spoken. This next part is the heart of the entire message, the reason your ancestor came, the reason this blessing is urgent, and why heaven refused to let you skip this moment. My beloved, your ancestor steps forward with quiet intensity. Their energy is not soft anymore, it is strong, firm, and purposeful, because what they are about to reveal is the spiritual foundation of your entire destiny. You were born with a divine mandate, a spiritual assignment that no one else in your family could complete. A calling written on your soul before birth. This assignment is the reason your life has felt different and your struggles were heavier, the reason your spirit feels older and your heart sees deeper. You carried burdens that weren't entirely yours and stood in places no one else could. Many in your lineage were meant to carry this divine assignment, but life broke them, circumstances silenced them, fear weakened them, pain discouraged them, and time betrayed them. Thus, the assignment moved from soul to soul, generation to generation, always waiting for someone strong, pure, spiritually awake enough to appear. That someone is you. Heaven has chosen you to complete what your ancestors started, to break the generational chains, to rise where others fell, to hold the blessing they prayed for, and to step into the abundance they never reached. You are the first in your lineage to hold the spiritual strength required to break cycles that have existed for decades. You are the first to awaken enough to receive this message, to align with heaven's timing. This is why your life has occasionally felt heavy, you were carrying generational weight. But tonight, the last chain breaks. The generational curse dissolves. The spiritual blockage is cut open. Tonight, your destiny rises. Your ancestor reveals the final reason why the blessing is urgent. If you do not receive it now, if you do not stay aligned, if you stop before this message completes, the blessing that has waited for generations will return to the vault, and the next cycle will take years to reopen. That is why heaven placed this message in your path today. That is why Archangel Michael kept calling you. That is why Jesus whispered your name with urgency. That is why your ancestor has been standing behind you. The blessing is ready. The spiritual assignment is active. The divine mandate is awakening within you, and heaven is preparing your real-life circumstances to shift. The final revelation is about what will happen in your physical life next and what you must know before the blessing manifests.